This is a story of faith, of people who believe that God is still moving, still calling, still leading. It is a story about our North American family that stretches across countries and cultures, bound together by a single mission. The call is ours. Together in mission, I will go. Jesus said, "Go and make disciples." His words, spoken 2 millennia ago, burn in our hearts today. The North American division embraces the notion that individually I will go, and collectively we will go. With a spirit of collaboration, humility, and prayer, we are together in mission, multiplying disciples, harnessing media for outreach, and mentoring our current and next generation leaders. Chapter 1: Multiplying Disciples. It begins in homes and schools, in cafes and in community centers, in online groups, companies of believers, small faith-bound communities that grow into congregations, centers of influence, feeding those congregations with service-minded people. Churches are established, becoming representatives of Christ's love. More than 400 new congregations joined our faith circle in 2023 alone, a circle now totaling almost 1.3 million believers in 5,810 churches and 894 companies.
2 local churches from the Chesapeake Conference stepped out in prayer and faith to launch the Urban Life Center right here in Baltimore, a center of influence with a clear mission to transform lives and build community. Through wellness programs, community events, and spiritual outreach, the center is creating a safe and welcoming space for connection and growth. The Urban Life Center is a place where people find hope, purpose, and healing. This isn't just growth, it's transformation.
Transformation and discipling in exponential terms. People serving God, enthusiastically reaching out. It means friends and colleagues choosing Christ, stepping into the waters of baptism, and walking a new path of faith. And then, as the saying goes, paying it forward and joyfully repeating the cycle with the power and help of the Holy Spirit. Since 2022, nearly 205,000 people have said, "Yes, Lord," and they are members in the NAD today, including 1,215 young people who were baptized at the 2024 International Pathfinder Camporee in Wyoming.
The best remedy for any kind of problem the church has is evangelism and service. That's where it's at. It transforms, it takes our eyes off of self and it puts it on other people. And that's where God's eyes are. It's on other people, it's not on himself. And so when you do that, it does something to the psyche of the church, and it just kind of puts the compass where it needs to be.
We follow the words of Ellen White, where she explains that Christ's method alone of engaging in the community as Jesus did, and then bidding them to follow him once he cared for their needs, will mean we will have success in reaching others for God and his church. And we will keep going. We can change the world as the early Christians did in Pentecost, an event that multiplied growth of the early church 30-fold. We are emboldened to share the good news. This is our time. As our journey on this earth draws to a close, the Spirit of God will be manifested again, just as it was at Pentecost. We are commissioned to be ambassadors of hope, compassion, and truth, actively participating in God's redemptive outreach to humanity. The call to multiply is for every one of us, church leaders and members, through engaging with the Holy Spirit, and playing a pivotal role in mobilizing for discipleship and evangelism in its many forms. We call it Pentecost 2025. Our goal was 3,000 proclamation initiatives in 2025. But by the grace of God, more than 5,200 churches and schools are participating. We can't do it alone. Pentecost 2025 is prayer, community engagement, proclamation, and discipleship on repeat. With the power of the Holy Spirit, we can do greater good, together in mission. Whether through innovative outreach strategies, digital platforms, or traditional methods, we must continue to pray in earnest and adapt to reach hearts longing for the hope and wholeness found in Jesus. Chapter 2: The Power of Media. Today, through mobile devices, our access to information and to people is virtually unlimited. As a church, we have harnessed the power of media and have been on the forefront of technology since the earliest days when Ellen White had the vision about starting a little paper that would go clear around the world. Fast forward to 2020. When the world went into the pandemic lockdown, the gospel went online. Streaming media became our lifeline, and suddenly, churches that had never streamed a sermon were reaching thousands. Many continue this online ministry while also returning to in-person services. Hope Channel Canada brought the messages of new life to millions. Our media ministries, such as It Is Written, Voice of Prophecy, Breath of Life, Faith for Today, Jesus 101, La Voz de la Esperanza, and Life Talk Radio, continue to lead seekers to truth. One of today's most relevant and arguably biggest mission fields is social media. The 10,000 Digital Disciples Initiative was launched in 2021, encouraging Adventists of all ages to use social media and digital evangelism. From TikTok to YouTube, digital missionaries are sharing the gospel in new ways, reaching hearts where they are. Online prayer initiatives were created, an innovative outreach connecting churches with their neighbors and opening doors for spiritual conversations and support. These initiatives resulted in Bible studies and baptisms. They also gave birth to a resource book and more church participation across the NAD, and helped form a partnership for an NAD-sponsored online chat.
Every time you do evangelism, every time you think about others, every time you try to share Jesus with others, that always has an impact on you. And our church actually has a lot of ministry opportunities. We have a lot of ministries going on. And so we had already experienced the joy and blessing of evangelism. I think now we are experiencing it in the digital world, which is amazing. We have an online presence, but this really opens the door to uncharted territory. The numbers of contacts and meaningful interactions are just off the charts.
Recognizing the power of story and the need for youth-led creative spaces, the annual Sunscreen Film Festival invites young people to share their lives, challenges, and faith through the medium of film. Effective outreach starts with listening, and at Sunscreen, church leaders gain insight into what matters most to today's generation. We also produce award-winning, values-based films, and in partnership with our global church family, we collaborate on documentary and narrative films that meet people where they are. Stories change hearts, and we are using film to listen, to learn, and to teach lessons through storytelling, just as Jesus did. Chapter 3: Mentoring into the Future. Every great story needs the next chapter. The future of our church isn't just in our hands, it's in the hands of our youth. That's why we're committed to mentoring, training, and empowering young leaders now through Pathfinders, young adult leadership training, public campus ministries, through our schools, early childhood programs, to university level, through Ministerial's Next Gen Leadership Program, and through mentoring and training programs led right from the division. We are equipping our current leadership and our young people to stand strong in their faith and lead. The impact is tangible, visible on campuses, in churches, at work, at play, in their everyday lives. The call is ours. We will go. Chapter 4: Faith in Action. This is a story of faith. It is a story of doing. Serving the Lord together in mission means that faith is not just something we believe, it's something we do. When the pandemic struck, our churches pivoted to serve our community's needs. More than 1,500 congregations became food distribution centers, bringing sensible, practical help and hope to our neighbors in crisis. Our Adventist community service leaders and volunteers throughout our territory were key to the success of this mission. You've seen the news. ACS and its volunteer force continue to help in those same ways as people experience hurricanes, shootings, wildfires, and flooding. ACS is there, partnering with aid organizations, community and government agencies, and our churches and members. These committed church members are the hands and feet of Jesus. Jesus' presence in our communities is experienced through the 24/7 services of our healthcare institutions, ministries. They faithfully provide medicines, health exams, surgery, and life-changing research, and community engagement. And they do all of this motivated by quality care, love, and prayer. Theirs is truly faith in action. Faith in Action took on a new look as Native American ministries reached out through the airwaves in March of 2025. Dene, Adventist Radio's first full-power FM station, KDHH 89.5 FM, went live, reaching listeners across Tuba City, Kibeto, and the Western Agency of the Navajo Nation. It was a quiet but powerful breakthrough for a project years in the making. And the Mamawi Ataskatan Native School, known as MAMS, in Alberta, Canada, is completing a long-dreamt-of addition, located on a rare parcel of private land in a reserve long known in Indigenous circles for courage and innovation. The future Center of Influence, Mamawi Ataskatan Center, is being seen by the community and church officials at all levels as a clear path forward in connecting with and working with Indigenous peoples. Each of North America's 1,200-plus tribes and Indigenous nations has a unique context and unique needs. These are just two ways we are making a difference. And we are making a difference through our missionaries who serve right here in our home territory and beyond. As a division, while we are aggressively moving forward in mission in the NAD, we still lead the church in sending out missionaries globally. We thank God for providing. In a time of economic uncertainty, our faith community continued faithfulness in tithes and offerings. More than $3.85 billion given between 2022 to 2024. A testament to the faithfulness and generosity of our members who went above and beyond to support evangelism through special offerings earmarked for Pentecost 2025. Announced only midway through 2024, in just a few months, members gave to this initiative nearly $550,000. Chapter 5: A Future Together in Mission. As the North American Division celebrates 40 years, this story of faith is still being written. We are more than statistics and programs in North America. It's people. It's me. It's you. It's about the power of God, the power of the Holy Spirit. It's about the three angels' messages, which declare the love of God and tell of His soon return. We will not relent. With a laser-like focus, we will continue to pray and continue to find more ways to reach people. And together, we move forward in mission. The mission isn't slowing down, it's growing. From the smallest church plant to the largest camporee, from the digital evangelist to the local community servant, from the weekly prayer meeting to the soup kitchen, we are together in mission. The call is ours. We will go.